Hey guys, we're going to review multi-step solving. These are going to be problems that are similar to the quizzes that you have taken. So the first thing we want to do is, if we look at my checklist, we need to distribute. Now when I talk about distributing, we're talking about each side of the equal side separately. So if we start on this side, do we have anything that we need to distribute? Yes. We have these parentheses. We look for parentheses to distribute. So we're going to do this first. 4 times x, we get positive 4x, and then 4 times 2 is a positive 8. Make sure you put that symbol in front of your number. Nothing happened with this 3x, so we're just going to bring it down. Now, still looking on the left side, we're going to combine like terms. If we look at 3x can be combined with 4x, so those two will be combined to create 7x. Can we combine anything else? The answer is no. So now we're going to repeat, but this time we're going to use the other side of the equal sign. And in this case, we only have one term. Because we only have one term, then we just bring it down to the same level as the other two terms. So now we need to get the variables on one side of the equal sign. Notice how we already have the variable, a variable on the left side. All we have to do now is move this positive 8 to the right side, and we use inverse operations. So because we're adding 8, we're going to subtract 8 to both sides. We draw our line so we can create our new equation. 7x, we're just going to bring it down, and 4 minus 8 is a negative 4. My last step, we're going to divide by the coefficient. And when we divide by the coefficient of x is 7, so we want to divide by 7. And we get x is equal to negative 4 over 7. We can't simplify it, so we just leave it as that. The next one, we're going to do the same thing. First, we start with distributive property on the left side only. So notice how this one has two sets to distribute. We're going to distribute the 7 here, and we're going to distribute the negative 2 here. So we do 7 times 3, and we get 21x. 7 times 4, positive 28. Do the same thing on this one. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. Now we want to combine like terms. In this one, we have 21x and negative 8x. When we combine them, we get 13x. Then we get 28 and the positive 2. When we combine those, we get a positive 30. Because we can't combine anymore, then we're going to repeat, but this time we're going to do it on the right side. Now, we don't have anything to distribute, but we can combine terms. We can combine the 5x and the negative 1x. Remember, if there's no number in front of the variable, we understand that there's a 1. So 5x minus 1x is 4x, and then that positive 2 is by itself. Now we can't combine any further. That's where we draw our line and bring it to the same level as the other side. Now we want variables on one side. Notice how we have a variable on this side and a variable on this side. Remember, I told you guys that you want to try to move the smaller of the variables. So this is positive 4x is smaller than 13x, so we're going to move the 4x by subtracting it. So here we have 9 x's. We bring down that positive 30 and that positive 2. So now we want to make sure our constants are on the other side. So since we have our x's on this side of the equal sign, we want to move this constant to the other side. So we're going to subtract 30. Draw our line to write our new equation. we get 9x is equal to negative 28. And then finally, we divide by our coefficient, which means we're dividing by 9, and x is equal to negative 28 over 9. All right, and now my last example, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw our line down the equal sign, and we're going to do these separately. So first we do the left side. We have two sets of distributive property, one where we multiply the 5, and then we also have this distributive where we multiply the negative 3. So let's multiply the 5. 5 times 1x is 5x. 5 times 2 is positive 10. Now let's multiply the negative 3 times 2. That's negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. So we did our distributive. Now we're going to combine like terms. We can combine the 5x and this negative 6x. We get negative 1x. And then we're going to combine 10 and 21, and that gives us 31. We can't do anything else, so now we're going to repeat that same process on the right side. So notice that we have distributive property here. We have one set, so we multiply 2 times x and then 2 times negative 1. Can we combine like terms? The answer is no. There's nothing I can combine the x with or the negative 2 with. So I'm just going to bring it down to the same level as the other side of the equal sign. So from here, we want to put our variables on one side of the equal sign. Right now we have x's on both sides, so we want to move the smaller of the two. I can see that negative 1 is smaller than 2, so I'm going to add 1x to both sides. We get 31 is equal to 3x minus 2. And then, since we already moved the variables to one side, now we're going to move our constants to the other side. So we're going to move the 2 by adding it. So now we have 3x is equal to 33. And then the last step will be to divide by the coefficient, since it's the inverse of multiplication, and we get x is equal to 11. All right, hope that helps. Go practice some more.